explain this to me?
Explain what?
Explain this.
What, your
There's
pizza?
no toppings. Where'd the toppings go?
I ate them.
You ate them. Why do you eat them?
Because I like them.
I went to the bathroom. I come back, my toppings are gone.
I know, you did go to the
You're a barbarian. You eat people's toppings.
I'm a barbarian.
You're not worthy of civilized society.
Oh,
You do not
I see.
do
I
things
see.
like
That's the
this
definition
in a
of civilized
No, it's not
society.
a definition,
That's
but
a
it's a
definition of
characteristic.
civilized
It's a
society.
characteristic. It's
Oh,
a characteristic of civil. Dude, it's Tibbs.
I didn't know what you meant.
We're going to talk this later because you are a barbarian.
Great. I'm so glad
I
that we
will
can discuss
educate you in
this.
the ways of civilized society.
Thank you
Don't
very
be a
much.
person.
Okay, guys. I've got a date tonight, so I'll make this quick. I talked to Jacob, and he's willing to...
Did you tell him about us? I mean, about our ideas?
Did you tell him about our great ideas?
great ideas.
Like the giant squid who has to decide to change the fate
Or
of
the
spring
janitor
break.
who realizes he's God and he has to decide the fate of the
Because
buffalo.
he needs to know that we are two of the greatest screenwriters of the 20th century.
The greatest screenwriters of the 20th century, okay? We tower above the competition. I mean, Steven Spielberg, he's got splinters underneath his fingernails from scraping the bottom of the barrel. That's great. You write that down. That's good.
Okay.
You write it down.
The splints?
Splinters.
Splints?
Splinters.
Guys! I talked to Jacob, and he's willing to meet with you. Are you free next Monday at 8?
Monday.
Yeah.
Eight or
8
nine
or 7
or 11 goes in
no,
9.
So bring your script to his office at 8 a.m. sharp. And be ready to pitch your script, because I don't think he'll give you a second meeting. Oh, geez, I've got to go. Remember, 8 a.m. sharp. And have that script ready for pitch.
Script?
What are we gonna do, Nate? We don't have a script. We don't have anything.
Dan, calm down. We're okay. We're gonna be okay.
Okay? Nate, we're screwed. We are meeting with the biggest producer in the area in a week, and we have nothing to show him. I told you we should have written a script before we had Matt set up the meeting.
Dan, nobody ever asks for a script in the first meeting. This guy is obviously a bush leaguer. But since he's got the bucks, we'll play his game. We'll pitch our script.
We don't have a script.
Yet.
What?
Dan, tonight is Sunday. That means starting tomorrow, we have 7 days. Now in the Bible, Moses says that Jesus created the world in 7 days. Well, we too will create in 7 days, but our creation will be far better than this dismal planet. We will create the greatest work of screenwriting the world has ever seen. We will breathe our genius onto the printed page in great wheezy breaths. We will have our script, Dan.
Are you trying to tell me that we're going to write the script before the meeting?
Dan, we have a week. A week. That's 7 days. That's 168 hours. Do you want to know how many minutes?
I don't know, Nate. I mean, for all the ideas we've had, we've never actually written anything down.
101,666,404 minutes. That's not right.
I mean, we're always in there in the living room, watching movies and criticizing them, and saying we could write better, but we've never actually written anything. I mean, we're always saying that a monkey hitting random keys on a typewriter could write better than the people in Hollywood, but maybe it's harder than it seems. And now we have a meeting with the biggest producer in the area in a week, and we have never actually written anything!
Screw it. Huh? Dan, this is not a problem. Dan, listen to me. You have the potential to be one of the greatest wordsmiths in the history of the human race. Do you remember that poem you wrote about the crying clown?
Yeah.
That got me right here, man.
So, what do we do?
Tonight, my friend, we seek out Dionysus. We bow before his altar. We let the fountains of his inspiration flow over us, remaking us, so that come the morning we may blossom forth, newly born and alive in creative glory.
What?
We get drunk and start tomorrow.
Journal, Monday, day 1. I am recording this diary in order to journal the writing of what will no doubt be the greatest work of screenwriting that mankind has ever produced. Dionysus indeed poured his inspiration over us abundantly, but Dionysus exacts a price for his creative assistance, and we are now paying this price in full. We will begin each morning of our 7 days of creation with the ancient Japanese ritual of the Cha no Yu, or the tea ceremony. With this, we will compose our minds, calm our spirits, and return to the eternal source of life, chanting the ancient words.
Shimpo Uchure Kanasoko Genjo, Shimpo Uchure Kanasoko Genjo, Shimpo Uchure Kanasoko Genjo.
And so we begin.
Ooh, the water is nice today. I eat the fish food. My poop is in my...
Our first day of writing went a little bit rougher than we had expected. Writer's block has descended upon us like a great alien mothership, beaming us up and probing us thoroughly. Our anxiety is well reflected in the morning tea ceremony, our movements tense and ill at ease.
Shimpo Uchure Kanasoko Genjo, Shimpo Uchure Kanasoko Genjo, Shimpo Uchure Kanasoko Genjo.
I am confident that our collective genius will flourish with the application of some brainstorming and creativity restoring techniques. The first of these techniques will be a practice called returning to childhood. Dan and I will return to a childlike state and immerse ourselves in those experiences in which we reveled before society twisted our innocent minds, perverted our kind hearts, and warped our pure souls to fit like cogs in its cruel gears of conformity. Dan! Now the ancients could only reach the heights of enlightenment by descending into the depths of agony. And similarly, Oedipus could only reach the paradise of his love Eurydice by journeying through the dark land of Hades.
I think you mean Orpheus.
Shut up, Dan! The point is, if we want to reach heaven, sometimes we have to go through hell. The greatest inspiration comes only from the greatest pain.
So what do you want me to do?
I want you to take this pool cue and thrash me into the annals of screenwriting history.
What?
I want you to beat me with this pool cue, Dan. I want you to beat me until I cry out in agony, and then continue beating me. No matter what I do, no matter how I beg or plead, no matter what I say, do not stop. Thrash me until you're too tired to move. Only then can we write the greatest script ever. Are you ready?
I guess.
Okay. Oh, no, please, Dad! Ow! I wasn't ready! Son of... Ow! No, please! Ow! Dad! Dad, I didn't realize how bad this was! Ah! Oh! No, please! Oh! No, it's worse! Ah! It's like Armageddon in my pants! Although I bore the torture with a spirit of strength and stoicism, inspiration has yet to descend on me. I admit that even I am beginning to have doubts. But never to fear. I feel that we have spent 3 days dead, and now we are bound to rise again.
Shimpo uchure kanasoko genjo. Shimpo uchure kanasoko genjo. Shimpo uchure kanasoko genjo.
Having failed in stirring the creative juices in our earlier attempts, we must now consider more extreme measures. I think the problem is that we don't trust each other. How can we be expected to pour our hearts and minds into a script if we don't feel totally open and honest with each other?
I think you're onto something.
Now, normally we build up this required level of trust through years of compassionate and committed friendship with totally open and honest communication, but we just don't have time for that. So we're gonna have to do the next best thing. Trust falls. I trust you! I trust you!
Oh man, that was scary.
Okay. I trust you! I thought I was gonna fall that time.
No, okay.
I trust you!
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah, go.
Okay.
Go.
I trust you! Yeah.
All right, okay.
I trust you!
Oh man.
Stop it! My arm hurts!
Any ideas?
No, Dan.
How about now?
No, not yet, Dan.
Any yet?
No, Dan!
Hey, should we do some more trust falls?
Yeah, sure, let's do some more trust falls, Dan. You fall, I'll catch.
All right. Are you behind me?
You bet, I'm behind you all the way.
Okay. I trust you! Ah!
Dan, I've got it. I know why we're not producing. Why we can't tap into our collective brilliance.
Why?
We're too attached to the material world. You see, our worldly attachments are like chains that bind us. In order to tap into our creative selves, we have to free ourselves from these chains. Like Buddha, we must walk the holy sevenfold path and divorce ourselves from earthly desires.
I think you mean eightfold path.
What's the difference? The point is we're never going to get anything written as long as we're sucking down Twinkies and Tic Tacs.
Those are cottontails, and that's my heart medicine.
Whatever. The point is, Dan, if we want to get this script written, it's time for extreme measures. We have to go on a hunger fast. Do you understand? We can't eat anything until we get this script done. Agreed?
Yeah.
Come on, Dan.
I can't think of anything to write.
That's exactly why you fail. You're trying to think of what to write. You can't think of what to write, Dan. You have to feel what to write.
What?
You have to reach deep down, Dan, down in here. You have to let your consciousness sink into what the Japanese call the hara, the center of your being, the seat of your emotions. From there, you have to let your deepest feelings manifest before you.
And how do I do that?
Close your eyes. Now, take a deep breath in and out. Feel yourself sinking into the core of your being. Feel yourself becoming one with the universe. All is calm and at peace. Now, from this state, act out your deepest feelings. Do it, Dan. Do it! Do what you feel! Ah! My attempt to force the seeds of enlightenment residing deep in Dan's soul to blossom bore poor fruit. Apparently, he was unready to experience the empty fullness of ultimate reality. Unfortunately, his struggles left us without certain means to complete our masterwork. However, I, through my infinite resourcefulness, was able to obtain a substitute. Though it may be a bit archaic, perhaps the antiquity of this tool will provide us with inspiration, imbuing us with the spirit of the great writers of the past. Indeed, as I look at this object now, I can almost see the great William Shakespeare tapping away at the final draft of Hamlet. Most importantly, however, I bear Dan no animosity for the events of the previous night. My soul is filled with peace and compassion for all the universe.
Shimpo uchure kanasoko gen.
My eyes!
I got it.
You've got it?
It's a great idea. It's great.
We've got a great idea. We've got a great idea.
I mean, it's so simple. It's brilliant, but it's so easy. I mean, this thing will almost write itself.
I knew it. I knew we could produce brilliance if we just put our minds together. Okay, what is it?
Okay, here it goes. Jesse Jacobs is an LA cop trying to bring down a drug cartel. Now, when he's trying to bring down the Colombian drug boss, a man that goes by the name of Crimson Scorpion, he gets shot. Shot in the line of duty.
Oh, this sounds good.
Okay, but when he gets shot, he damages his kidney, and he needs a kidney transplant if he wants to remain as a cop. But because of his rare blood type, there are no kidney donors.
Okay.
At least no human kidney donors. There is one donor, an orangutan known by the name of Mr. Fuzzy. Now, Jesse gets Mr. Fuzzy's kidney, but Jesse gets more than he bargained for. Because of the operation, Jesse can now feel everything that Mr. Fuzzy feels. So when Mr. Fuzzy is craving a banana, Jesse goes ape, so to speak. Now, in the final scene, Crimson Scorpion finds out about Jesse's secret and kidnaps Mr. Fuzzy. And he can incapacitate Jesse by torturing Mr. Fuzzy. And when Jesse can no longer fight back with bullets and fists, he fights back with the only weapon left in his arsenal. The power of love. And I've got a great name for it too. Law and Orangutan.
I have decided that we may be unable to complete our task without outside assistance. However, such a work of genius cannot be helped by any of the feeble human minds that surround us. We must go to a higher power. We have sought out a small chapel, and will humbly pray for assistance from the Almighty. Look, this is ridiculous. Here we are, two educated men bowing and groveling before an ancient tradition. Well, I, for one, am not going to do it anymore. We've been sitting here praying for almost 20 minutes, and so far we've got jack to show for it. Now, it seems obvious to me that either this God doesn't exist, or he's too cruel or stupid to help us out. Either way, I'm out of here.
You got struck by lightning, didn't you?
Yep. Dan, we gotta get something down today. Okay, more trust falls. I trust you! I will admit that so far all of our attempts have met with limited success. We have tried to dig deep into the rich soil of our creative souls, only to find that our shovels were made of bread. So today, we may have to attempt some more drastic measures. As a side note, I believe that the consequences of our hunger fast are finally taking effect. I've noticed a slight change in our composure during the morning Chano Yu.
Dan, in the days before the white man invaded this land, there lived a pure people, rich in compassion, true in heart, and noble in spirit. And in times of need, they would go on a vision quest. They would imbibe an elixir, brewed from a recipe passed down over the generations, and they would follow the path of visions until they found an answer. I too will imbibe this elixir, and I will seek my answer, and then we will have our inspiration.
How are you gonna make that?
Got the recipe.
Where'd you get the recipe?
Off the internet.
Oh.
Want to help?
Sure.
Okay. We need a freshly cut cactus.
Will this work?
Sure, cactus is cactus.
Okay.
Okay. We need some red peppers.
Red peppers.
Red peppers.
We don't have any, but you've got a cucumber.
That'll have to do.
Okay.
Okay, we need the distilled bile of a deer. That's probably as close as we're gonna come. Okay, we need the eyes of a salmon caught under the light of the full moon. We'll just use your heart medicine. And we need some ground kandala root blessed by a shaman.
Oh, you got that.
Okay. And we need collected rainwater after the first harvest of the season.
Onward to glory. Okay, it's done. Have you got a glass, Dan?
Yeah.
Is it working? No, hit me again. Shoot, just give me the whole picture.
Has it kicked in yet?
I can hear the colors. However, the spirits proved unkind. Rather than my soul being calmed, my mind was thrown into chaos. Rather than becoming one with nature, I instead believed I was Charlton Heston from the Planet of the Apes, and Dan had to spend the whole afternoon coaxing me off the roof.
Get your filthy paws off of me, you damn dirty apes!
Nate,
I'm not an ape!
Nate,
I'm a
stop!
man!
No, Nate, stop! Aw, Nate, stop jumping!
The day's previous experience was not entirely positive. The recipe we followed provided not inspiration, but rather the most hideous 10 hours that I can ever recall. Perhaps we added too much cucumber to the recipe. Regardless, we lost an entire day of writing, and now every time I see a picture of a monkey, I wet myself.
Dr. Zayas is calling.
Statue of Liberty! Statue of Liberty!
It's still.
Statue of Liberty!
No.
It's out on the beach! It's out on the beach! It's out on the beach!
No.
There are only 2 days left. We have no fear, but we do feel the urgency of now, the terrible immediacy of it. Our spirits border on desperation, and I fear it reflects in the morning tea rituals.
I did it. I finally did it.
Let's see it. Crying clown. Crying clown. Why do you cry, crying clown? You make the children laugh, yet you yourself are sad. Crying clown, crying clown. Damn, this is nothing but the stupid poem about the stupid crying clown! Since Western religion has failed us, we now turn to Eastern religion. We kneel before the Buddha, whom we have humbly offered fruit to, and in our hunger we chant the ancient chant of Namu Amida Buddha. May the Buddha's enlightenment descend upon us.
Namu Amida Buddha. Namu Amida Buddha. Namu Amida Buddha.
You got struck by lightning again, didn't you?
Yep.
It was Buddha's wrath, and not his enlightenment, that descended upon me. That avenue of inspiration having been spent, I have decided to retire to my bath. Perhaps the warm water will cleanse the depths of my being and inspire my creative self.
I've got it! Dan, I've got it! I've got it! Dan, come in here! I've got it! I got it. It's perfect. Okay, all our problems are over. Oh. High five! Come on!
I hate you.
And I you.
Then we can begin.
Dan, I've done it. It's brilliant. All joy, all hope, all sorrow, all humanity is expressed in perfection in these pages. And it is done.
Nate, this is an episode of Quantum Leap. You copied it verbatim. You even suggested Scott Bakula as the lead. Nate, this is blatant plagiarism.
Do you think they'll notice?
We turned to the Western religions and found nothing. So we turned to the Eastern religions and still found only emptiness. Dan and I are spiritual pilgrims, seeking inspiration. We have searched to the West, but found it barren. We have searched to the East, but found only empty plains. There is only one path left to us: paganism.
Dan, I know what we need to do to get inspiration to write the script. We need to get in touch with our feminine sides. We need to become women. Women! 3 little maids from school are we, living a life so fancy-free, filled to the brim with girlish glee. Yeah! 3 little maids from school, everything is a source of fun.
Nate, you can't do this. Stop it. Snap out of it. Nate, you can't be a woman. You have to be a man.
No, I'm never going back. I'm not Nate anymore. I'm Natalie. I'm Natalie.
I know what can cheer you up, Natalie. You love puppets, right? You love puppets? Hello, Natalie. My name's Mr. Hand.
No.
No, Nate. Natalie, you must be a man.
No. How can you expect to cheer me up when my sisters in the workplace are paid 3/4 of what their male counterparts are paid?
No, Nate. That statistic is misleading. Here is Mrs. Hand to confirm this.
Hello, Natalie. No, Uncle Tom. No. It's going.
Ow! Ah!
Oh!
Chimpanzees, I was a monkey. Butane in my veins and a mouth that kept the chuggy with the plastic.
Dan, wake up! It's 7:30. Our meeting with Jacobs in half an hour.
What's the point? We don't have a script.
We'll pitch him the gist of it.
We don't have the gist of it. We don't have anything.
This is our only chance to become famous screenwriters, and I'm not going to let some minute detail like the fact that we don't have a script get in the way of that. Now, come on! Dan, come on! Dan, how many times? Pants first, then shoes! Get in the car! Wash your feet!
Have a seat. You must be Nate and Dan.
Yeah.
Matt said you had a script. Let's hear it. Go ahead, pitch.
Well, you see,
The script is...
yeah, it's a monumental film of epic proportions.
It's brilliant. It's subtle, yet
pragmatic. It's stoic. It's a work akin to Thoreau, or at least a love boat.
It's about a cop named Jesse Jacobs.
No,
and
it's
he's
about
getting
Scott
chased by a
Bakula,
drug lord,
and he
gets
travels through
shot,
time
and he
from
has
life
to
to
get
life
the
helping
kidney
people.
of an orangutan.
But
and
he
the
does
only
it
way that
with
he
the
can
help
defeat
of
the
his
drug lord is
holographic
with the
friend
power
Max.
of love.
Get out!
Crying clown! Crying clown! Why do you cry, crying clown? You make the children laugh, yet you yourself are sad. Crying clown.
Open E string.
I'm just going to show you one of the many ways we use film to trick the viewer. We use creative camera angles, special techniques, even special equipment to make things appear to be real which aren't. I'm going to give you an example. Can you get a close-up on this? Now see this, nice folded handkerchief, but in fact, it's an insert, you see? It's not actually a handkerchief at all. Okay, you can bring it out now. And then we were gonna fly around.
Is this what
I got it!
Ow!
That's like so bad.
You see this? This is what I live with every day. This is what I live with every day.
I'm Amish.
I have to live with this. He sleeps above me. You realize how disturbing this is? Dan, what are you doing? Dan, what are you doing?
I'm Santa Claus.
Oh, Dan, you're Santa Claus?
I'm Santa Claus. I'm Santa Claus. I trust you! Whoa! Whoa! I'll do it again.
Okay. I trust you!
No way!
Little bitty mousey.
Or I can boom. I got it.
Super!
Super boom try super.
More. Harder. Harder. That's it. Oh! No! Oh, nice. They make us drink tea all day!